Have you ever found yourself unable to stop thinking about someone? Could be an ex, a friend, or even a complete stranger. No matter how much time passes, their presence lingers in your mind, almost like an echo that refuses to fade. You might tell yourself to move on, to let go, but their name, their face, their voice keeps surfacing uninvited. You catch yourself replaying old conversations, imagining what you could have said differently, or wondering what they're doing at this very moment. Is it love? Obsession? A sign from the universe? Or is there something much deeper at play, something buried in the very depths of your unconscious mind? Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist and pioneer of analytical psychology, believed that the people who haunt our thoughts aren't just random. They represent something significant, something about ourselves that we have yet to confront. And if you don't understand why someone is always on your mind, you may never truly be free of them. The shadow projection. They are a reflection of you. Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, the hidden, suppressed parts of our personality that we refuse to acknowledge. These are traits we either dislike about ourselves or deny altogether. And here's where it gets interesting. The people who occupy your mind the most often reflect your own unconscious self. Maybe they have a trait you secretly admire but feel you lack. Maybe they embody something you've suppressed: confidence, spontaneity, recklessness, or even cruelty. You are not obsessed with them. You are obsessed with what they represent inside you. Think about it. If you're fixated on someone charismatic and free-spirited, could it be because you've repressed your own desire for freedom? If you can't stop thinking about someone who hurt you, is it because you've yet to process the wounds they exposed? If a mentor or idol is always on your mind, could it be because they mirror the person you wish to become? This is why Jung believed that obsession isn't just about another person. It's a mirror, a message from your unconscious self, begging you to pay attention. The anima and animus, the unconscious soulmate within you. Jung also described two powerful archetypes that influence our relationships. The anima in men, the unconscious feminine side. The animus in women, the unconscious masculine side. When someone is always on your mind, it might be because they embody these archetypes within you. For example, a man may obsess over a woman who represents his anima, his own suppressed emotions, intuition, and creativity. He isn't just drawn to her, he is drawn to the part of himself that she awakens. A woman may find herself consumed by thoughts of a man who embodies her animus, her drive, ambition, or unexpressed strength. It's not just him she desires, but the part of herself that he represents. This is why romantic obsessions can feel so overwhelming. They aren't just about attraction. They're about awakening something within us. Unfinished psychological business. The loops that keep you stuck. Another reason someone lingers in your mind? Unresolved emotions. Jung believed that our psyche operates in loops. When an emotional experience is left unfinished, whether it's love, betrayal, guilt, or regret, our mind keeps circling back, trying to find closure. Maybe you never got the apology you needed. Maybe you never spoke the words you wanted to say. Maybe you still don't understand why things happened the way they did. Your subconscious is trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. And until you acknowledge and process those emotions, your mind will keep running in circles, searching for resolution. Sometimes, we even hold on to these thoughts because they give us an excuse not to move forward. It's painful to let go, but it's also safe, because facing the unknown without them can feel even scarier. But if you don't break the cycle, you risk staying emotionally trapped in the past. The collective unconscious, when someone is more than just a person. Jung also proposed the idea of the collective unconscious, a vast, inherited memory shared by all humanity. This means that sometimes our thoughts about someone aren't just personal. They are archetypal. Some people enter our lives as symbols. A first love who represents innocence lost. A mentor who symbolizes wisdom and guidance. An adversary who forces us to confront our fears. They are more than just people. They are stories playing out in the grand narrative of our psyche. And sometimes we fixate on them not because of who they are, but because of what they represent in the deeper mythology of our lives. How to free yourself, the Jungian path to letting go. So how do you stop thinking about someone? According to Jung, the answer isn't to push them away, but to understand why they are there in the first place. Reflect on what they represent. Ask yourself, what part of me do they awaken? What traits do they embody that I either admire or reject in myself? Acknowledge your shadow. If their presence triggers strong emotions, explore what those emotions reveal about you. Are they a mirror of something you haven't accepted in yourself? Find closure within yourself. You don't need their apology. You don't need them to explain. You need you to acknowledge your emotions, process them, and release them. Integrate what they awakened in you. If they represent a quality you admire, cultivate that quality in yourself. If they opened an old wound, allow yourself to fully feel it, so it can finally heal. Because in the end, the people who haunt our minds the most aren't just there by accident. They are messages. They are lessons. They are mirrors showing us the parts of ourselves we need to embrace, heal, or awaken. And once you understand the message, the obsession fades, because you no longer need them to show you who you are. Some people leave footprints on your soul that never fully disappear. But that doesn't mean you're trapped in their shadow. It means they played a role in your journey, one that shaped you, challenged you, and forced you to grow. The real question is, what will you do with what they've awakened inside you? Will you keep running from it? Or will you finally embrace it, and become the person you were always meant to be? Because at the end of the day, obsessing over someone isn't always about them. It's about the part of yourself they reflect. Maybe they represent a dream you abandoned, a wound you never healed, or a lesson you weren't ready to learn. But now you have a choice. You can stay stuck in the past, replaying memories like a song on repeat. Or you can take what they've taught you and move forward with clarity. Jung believed that nothing in the unconscious happens by accident. The people who linger in your mind do so for a reason. But their presence is not a sentence, it's an invitation. An invitation to grow, to heal, and to finally step into the person you were always meant to be. Are you ready? That person who won't leave your thoughts? That lingering obsession? It's not just coincidence, it's your unconscious trying to tell you something. Carl Jung believed that true freedom begins with self-awareness. The moment you understand the hidden forces shaping your emotions, you gain the power to break free from them. So ask yourself, do you want to keep being controlled by thoughts you don't understand? Or do you want to master them? If you're ready to unlock the deepest secrets of your mind, subscribe now. Because the more you know yourself, the less power the world has over you.